Welcome to City on a Hill Gaming, a tabletop RPG actual play podcast. To find out more, download episodes wherever you get podcasts, or visit us online at cityonahillgaming.com, or by sending us an email at cityonahillgaming@gmail.com. You can also support us on patreon.com/cityonahillgaming. We hope you enjoy our show. Welcome back to City on a Hill Gaming. I am your narrator, Ryan, and it is time, back again once again, for some Pathfinder Kingmaker 2nd edition goodness. We back. It time to continue the tutorial level, because that's essentially what this castle is. We are working our way through it, and frankly that's necessary for us because for the most part we have not played Pathfinder 2nd edition, so we're still figuring things out as we go. Like I said, I am Ryan, joined and when I say your name, tell the fine folks what character you are playing. Ben.
I'm Grizzly.
Grizzle Snacks, my favorite.
Grizzle Snacks.
Grizzle Snacks. Emma.
I'm playing Kirkley.
Cameron.
Frog person.
Yes.
I'm playing Ezek, the Knoll Hyena Folk Magus.
I'm Ben. What is Grizzle Snacks?
A goblin bard.
Yes. Greg.
I am playing Ootsy, the Leshy Rogue.
Kim.
I'm playing Finn, the Cavern Elf.
And Matt.
I am playing the Quarion, the Dragonborn Fighter.
Yes, Matt is joining us. Do you prefer Matt or Matthew?
Oh, Matt.
Matthew, okay.
Matthew might get you snuffed.
Oh, okay, fair enough then. So Matt is joining us for the first time, and we're going to meet his character shortly. And this is either going to be great or I'm going to butcher it, and I'm very excited for either, because both will be entertaining. Okay, so when we last left our party, the group was working their way through Lady Jumandi's manor and was fighting off black tears because they had shown up in the middle of the night and were attacking people. And like a good party, they were defending the manor, and they met a very nice frost giant man. And I believe someone fixed his sword for him so that he could continue on his rampaging, just, not in here, please. It's like putting the bull in someone else's china shop. Not our problem. So you guys released him back into the wild and made your way back into the middle of the manor. I believe right as we wrapped up, you guys spoke with one of Lady Jumandi's chief guards, Evinzi. Did we get to the Evinzi part? I think we did.
Yes, Greg was basically trying to negotiate with them.
Oh, right, about land, and we talked about a map. Yeah. Yes, okay. So basically, for the listeners, what Evinzi tells them is that Lady Jumandi, who is the head of the house and the one giving the party their charter for exploration, has continued on into the other side of the manor to attempt to fight off the rest of the Black Tears throughout the building. And he would like you to go after her and check on her and the rest of her guards. And also the left half of the building is on fire. So someone should probably do something about that eventually. It will only spread so far because it can't spread past the stone portion of the building. But it would still be real good if someone made it not fire anymore, please, because it seems real dangerous. And also he's basically requesting you go look for Lady Jumandi, make sure everything's okay, and do whatever is necessary along the path, if that means clearing out more members of the Black Tears or whatever the case may be, and dealing with the fire. You guys are in the central portion of the manor, except for Matt. You came out of the east wing. You are now looking at the west wing, jokes aside for the show, which I have now finished a second time. If you've never watched the West Wing, go watch the West Wing. It's great. Such a good show.
And Dule Hill.
And added Dule Hill value, which is never a bad thing. And a show that is shockingly, unfortunately relevant, considering it was the politics of 1999. I think those wouldn't still be relevant. Still very relevant, unfortunately. Turns out we haven't learned much.
It never changes.
Yeah. Nope, that's more or less what you're looking at there. But fantastic show. Highly recommended. Before you lies the west wing of the manor, and just on the other side of the door, which they will open for you because it's kind of barred closed and they've stuffed a bunch of stuff up to it so the smoke doesn't seep into the middle of the manor. Just on the other side, you hear a muffled, what sounds like, so if your characters have ever been to like a festival or something, and you'll hear the guy in charge of getting your attention, he'll be yelling things. It's like, over here you can get such and such, or come see the man with the enormous beard. And by enormous beard, it's like he's wearing a bear on his face. Like, it's an enormous beard. It's like the guy who directs you to all the attractions. You feel like you hear that guy yelling in the next room, but not like yelling because of fire, yelling because he's announcing something for some reason, which seems like a weird thing to do, but sure, why not? You guys want to head on through into the West Wing?
I don't see why not.
Seems reasonable.
It's one of those, unfortunately,
let the castle burn down.
This is one of those slightly railroady moments.
Sounds like there's somebody we need to meet on the other side of that door.
Oh, shucks. I wonder who that could be.
Perhaps one of the people who is strong should lift the door, should lift the bar off the door.
I am 2'3", so not me.
It sounds like a Cameron job. Yeah, no. They'll a bunch of the guards will come open it for you. They lift the bars off and pull the doors open, and you are greeted by a cloud of smoke. But for some reason, it comes out of the doors kind of like a fog machine, and there's a little bit of music in the background faintly. It sounds like someone's playing an instrument, but amplified somehow.
Double check and make sure Grizzernak's still here with us.
No, you still have your Grizzernaks. He is right there with you. So the doors fly open. The smoke from the fire, this is smoke from the fire, billows out like a fog machine. Music plays in the background, and you hear the biggest booming voice come out, and it's like, your winner and still undisputed, undefeated Bravoyan Championship Wrestling King of the World, Aquarion. And there's like a weird cheering noise for some reason. And this little lizard folkman walks out playing his lute and speaking into like a microphone that he's like clipped this thing to his lute, and he's just yelling at this stick, and it's amplifying his voice. And there's like sparklers going off behind him.
I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your champion. And he bows and he takes a step back, and forward walks Matt's character. And behind him is a pile of Black Tears rogues that he has stacked like one would cornwood, perhaps, in a pile. And after having successfully defeated all of them himself.
How tall is L'Aquarion? Like, what sort of dragon we talk? Or I don't know if we know he was a dragon yet, but like.
Oh, no, you can tell.
We can tell, but the
you
audience
can tell.
Don't know, but, like,
yeah, how big, how tall do you want him to be, Matt? Because I'm going to let you make that call.
Well, you said the dragon is big, but can't be like too big. So
you're not like traditional size of an actual, like Smaug.
So we're not talking like a 20-foot dragon.
No. You're talking
I'll be like Piccolo. I'll be like 7'5".
Okay. No, I like that. Yeah, I'm thinking like you want to definitely fit into that heavyweight category. Like you want to be a big dude, not like full size actual dragon. Like 7'5" works. Yeah. So yeah, like outsteps this like pushing the edges of medium sized creature. And the striking thing you notice is that he has no weapons. It's just raw power and flexing.
We'll walk out to L'Aquarion and say, "Oh, finally!" And we'll put out a hand to clasp and give you a high, not like a high five, but to clasp your hand.
Yes, finally, L'Aquarion has arrived to save the day again. What, pray tell, do you need from me?
I'm just excited to finally have some muscle. I feel like it's been me in the small crew.
Fear not, small crew, small folk. I shall bend down to my knee to look some of you eye to eye, and we together shall triumph. What can I use my immense strength to do? It appears you may have a object in your way.
So there is if you look further into the room, blocking the next door is a very, very large you see one of these tables that they have here in the main manor room. There are two of those stacked on top of each other, blocking the next doorway. The Black Tears were trying to keep anyone else from progressing further. So they're these massive, solid, oak tables blocking it. The L'Aquarion, of course, can easily move if he wishes.
Oh, L'Aquarion L'Aquarion desires to move these from your path. These little sticks, they are like pegs for my bed.
Make me an athletics check, but we're going to do it and I'm going to use a D&D term instead of a Pathfinder term and apologize later. Make it with advantage for me. So roll twice and we'll take whichever one's higher.
My roll is D20 with
D20 plus your athletics.
where's my athletic?
DM, Master DM.
Yes, sir.
I would like to, Grizzardax would like to walk over and possibly performance, if you want it that way, pretend like he is doing the most work beside Laquarian.
Like to back him up.
Yeah, just
roll away. I need to see.
Would this qualify as an aid action?
Sure, we'll allow it to qualify as an aid action as the tiny goblin's arms ripple.
Roll 20 has changed a lot since I last used it.
She's a frustrating mistress.
Yep.
You got an 11. So 11 plus your 7 athletics is an 18. Yeah, you just pick up these tables. You pick up both tables at once and just move them over and set them down with Grizzly Snacks hanging off of the second one, helping. Moral support.
Little Grizzle, thank you for the assist.
Yeah. Very good. So you have a Matt and a Matt's announcer, which we'll name later.
And maybe with or without his knowledge, I rode into the room on Ezek's back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Definitely without.
Didn't even notice.
And then we know the answer to this, but I think in character, Ezek would still want to make this offer of Laquarian, I notice you're not carrying any weapons. Is that by choice or would you like some? And Ezek will hold up the daggers, 6-hand crossbows, long sword.
You guys picked up some spare things.
Mace and another long sword that he's had. You want any of these? Pay no attention to how we're carrying all of this. But
it's opens a trench coat and there's 3 maces.
Here.
Can I interest you in any of these, sir?
Oh, those are fine weapons. But Laquarion the Great needs no weapon. No iron is stronger than the iron that makes up my fingers.
So actual mechanical feature, he cannot use weapons.
Like I said,
that's why he boasts about his fingers.
That's right, baby.
He don't need nobody to know that.
No, crush 'em fools. Got the iron claw. I want to see that movie. It looks good. So what do now? You have acquired a Matt and Matt's announcer. And he literally he looks like he just follows Laquarian around. He just kind of he looks over at Grisnex because he knows when he sees a fellow bard, and he's just like, sup. You notice the voice, all the depth and bass is gone out of his voice. How's it going?
Man, it's good. It's good to see another performer among us.
And he picks up his lute and gets right up next to the thing he has mounted on. He's like, that's right. It's nice to meet you.
I love that Ezix and Grizzle Snacks are excited for this, but for opposite reasons. Ezix is excited to have another normal sized person, and that's muscular. And then Grizzle Snacks is over here oh, we rocking and rolling.
That's right, baby. No, the party is ostensively quite mechanically quite small, and it's worked fine. But the party is mechanically quite small because you guys
we're now even. We're now
yes, you now consistently average
small characters.
But that required a 7'5" person.
Yeah.
You got to find balance somewhere. Okay, so let's move. Now the map I'm going to put you guys on is ostensibly entirely dark, and we will reveal areas as we go.
Where am I?
In the darkness.
There.
Darkness.
Darkness and redness and whiteness.
That's right. Okay, so you guys are in this. You're down as you're looking at the map. There's a section labeled A16. So that is sort of where you come into this long hallway. But you notice as you enter this long hallway, it is ostensibly filled with a lot of smoke. Legitimately making it actually quite hard to see and a little hard to breathe. So, what we're going to do, because to kind of progress, you are going to have to move through this area. Now, mechanically, speaking in some amount of vagaries, you guys will need to make checks to see how the smoke affects you and how you want to go about dealing with the smoke. So you have an action you can take called Fight Fires, because several of these rooms are actively on fire. You can attempt to put out fire by making one of any number of checks or casting spells, or if you have any spells or character abilities that have anything to do with water, that would be super helpful right now. Just that kind of thing as you deal with what is considered a tier 2 hazard, because it's very smoky, and these fires have clearly been set on purpose by the black tiers. This is clearly meant to cause problems. So what I think we're going to do, we're going to go through the group, and you will each have an opportunity to take an action. I'm going to give you a list of actions. You're going to roll or use a character, like a class ability or something, and make a check, and I'm going to record all the successes and failures, and we're going to see how you guys fare in trying to put out the fires as you go. We'll go, and you guys can only use certain skills. Like there's no yelling at the fire to make it go away. As much as I would like to watch some of you try that.
We have a dragon. Can we not be Roda?
Oh, just foo.
Fire with fire.
I mean, that is a method of putting out fires. He's not wrong. We'll make a list. So you can do any of the following to attempt to fight fires. You can make acrobatics, athletics, survival. You can cast something if you can justify it in some way, shape, or form. I would also allow specific kinds of arcana or lore checks to know more about dealing with fire. I would also take diplomacy or intimidation to try and convince some of the manor guards to help you fight the fires, because they don't particularly seem interested in coming to this part of the building. But if you can convince them to come help you, that'll count as a success. Who would like to try first?
Me.
Go, me.
Ben would like to step in the middle of the party and cast air bubble.
Okay. Read me air bubble.
A bubble of pure air appears around the target's head, allowing it to breathe normally. The effect ends as soon as the target returns to an environment where it can breathe normally.
Sick. Okay. That
And I
and
think we're missing somebody in the party.
are we?
I only count 5 people.
I'm still at a
Arian
black
is
screen.
Lost in the abyss.
Yeah. There we go.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh, and the announcer. He doesn't get to make
Our
checks
bottom
though.
right.
Let's go.
Can I use thievery to pickpocket the fuel source out of the fire?
I'm gonna say a word I don't say super often on this show.
No.
Correct. The word is no. I appreciate your optimism.
Can I stealth through the fire so the smoke doesn't know I'm there?
Again,
I don't think it works.
no. I'm
If he rolls
intrigued.
really well.
But the smoke might be sentient.
You never know.
Checks notes. Plot twist.
Can I
All
watch
right.
him fail miserably?
Yes. I get to use the S word. Yes, you may watch him fail miserably.
The S word?
Sneaky. Acrobatics, athletics, survival, arcana, lore, diplomacy, or intimidation. Kim has gone. We won't count that as Greg's turn, though I do like his ideas. Who next?
Zix will step up.
Okay, what you got, sir?
It's going to be athletics. So I guess
Okay.
for like the vibe of this, like he's just trying to like quickly go and find a fire source,
And like actively
then-
put it out.
and then like actively
Like step
Like,
on it or whatever.
smother it, do
Okay.
something.
Okay, love it.
I don't really have any spells that are like specifically helpful here, unless making more fire would help.
Only in forest fires does adding fire to fire help.
Okay.
Purpley knows that,
Yes,
I mean,
but
this is Cripply's skill set.
Zix is a
yes,
city boy, so like,
Essex is a city boy.
Essex does not.
Someone shows up and puts out the fire normally.
yes,
And
exactly.
this time, that's you. All right, make me that roll, sir. Yeah, athletics.
23.
Sweet heavens. Okay. So
Apparently, my athletics is the same as the wrestler that we have.
yes. So that is far enough above the DC that counts as 2 successes. Because you did break the threshold there. All right, Ben.
So like flavorfully, Zix is like holding his breath, running through, trying to get something out, and then like reemerges like out of the smoke.
Right.
Kind of how I think.
And the longer it takes for you guys to do this successfully, the harder the DC will become as the area fills with more and more smoke, and it does actually start to physically affect you. Ben, what you got?
So I'm gonna pull out my panpipe and blow a few notes and start rocking. We didn't start the fire.
I think that's what he was going to do.
Have to help you try to fight it. Come on,
Which
help us
version?
fight the fire. And try to like call in a bunch of guards and everybody.
Like almost like diplomacy your way into some assistance.
Yeah, I can use performance instead of diplomacy.
I will take performance instead of diplomacy.
As a chaos bard.
I love it.
But which
That's what I'm
version
calling
we
it.
didn't start the fire?
The original.
It's the chaos version.
The one with Ryan in it.
Yes.
Ryan started the fire.
I did in fact start the fire.
Yes.
16.
16. Okay. Noted. Emma, what would Kerpley like to do?
I'm gonna pull out my gust of wind spell because
Okay.
it can put out small non-magical fires
Okay.
and point it at least down the general hallway.
Try and
So-
clear some area out.
Yeah, and hopefully some smoke as well.
We'll start slowly clearing some smoke out of these rooms. I love it. Matt, what do you think, sir?
I think I'm going to go the athletics route as well and try to put the fire out. I'm going to take like my shirt and kind of just try to stomp fire out using athletics.
Okay.
You know,
Love
kind
it.
of like a Shawn Michaels athletic type of
Okay.
Rob Van Dam tumbling thing around, just try to put
Okay.
the fire out.
Okay. Love it. All right. Make that check for me, sir.
So it's going to be D20.
So that was a natural 1, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ah.
Looks like I trip over my own feet.
It's the cape. The cape is just long enough to be magnificent, but also just long enough to be a tripping hazard. As all
I
good
met someone once
pro
who
wrestling
said
costumes.
no capes.
No capes. This is true.
No
Why you have no capes?
No capes.
I've been a terrible pro wrestling wardrobe designer. Would have watched that though. Would have been a good short, actually. Okay, so unfortunately that did not pan out. All right, Greg, do you have an actual solution to fire?
Yes, I can acrobatics
Okay.
and
All
dance
right.
my way through.
Love it. As much as I like the idea of trying to steal the fire source, that is not it's intriguing.
That makes it a 24.
That is a sweet heavens. All right. Well, we're gonna mark that down on the sheet as Greg does steal some of the fire source. Apparently, I'm just gonna start removing some of that smoke.
Just kind of dance through there fast enough that the air coming off of my body pushes it out of the way.
Okay.
Like a little tiny leafy fan.
Okay. All right. I like it. Has everyone gone once?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then we will bring it back around, and I think we will go straight back to Miss Kim. Ma'am, what do you think?
Has it been a minute?
In game, no.
Okay. So
Because we are treating these as sort of as rounds. So I think
I
it's
know
6 seconds, technically speaking.
I'm gonna follow Greg, see if I can find the source of the fire.
Okay. What are you rolling, ma'am? You know what? I'll add that to the list. If you want to do I almost said perception. Let me look at the actual list. I guess because perception works a little differently in Pathfinder. If you wanted to make some kind of check to kind of look for a source of the fire using
The first sentence describing perception is your ability to be aware of your environment.
There you go. So, and you guys do have perception on your sheet. So if you want to make me a perception check to kind of look for fire sources, I will accept that also as an option, as a way to put out the fire that Greg didn't start.
If you're wanting to follow me, if you're wanting to follow me though, use that. If you're wanting to do that.
Oh, and then we did mention this briefly last time. You guys should be leveling up after this session, give or take.
Yay!
We're right there on the verge of level 2.
All right. Can I do a perception check, or should I try to roll to follow him first? Or
You can just you can see him well enough to follow him short distances as he kind of moves through the first area. So if you want to do perception to look and try and point out a fire source, that's fine.
Does
What's
she get
that?
any kind of bonus from her air bubble?
Sure.
She doesn't have to worry about.
We'll give her a +2 from her air bubble.
Okay, so it's going to be
16.
16 total?
15.
Yeah.
15.
15.
16, sorry.
Okay. All right. Noted. Cameron, your turn, sir.
Okay, based on like what we've been up to so far, is there any area that's like almost clear? Like, is there an area that like, again, Essex is going to like athletics run through and try to just do? Is there a way that we could like finish off a section?
Are you trying to put out fires or clear smoke? I guess I should ask that question.
Trying to, like, I guess, put out fires. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that this first left room is basically clear. So you could finish this one off.
Okay, so Essex will go in there and try to just do like get out like the last bit with another athletics.
Okay, roll away, sir.
17.
Okay, got it. Noted on the list of successes and failures. It didn't sound as ominous as I wanted it to. Ben, what would Mr. Snacks, as I call him, what would Mr. Snacks like to do?
Did the song help bring anybody to help us?
Yes, you did. You did get a couple of guards who are just actually big fans of yours locally, who are going to come assist.
I'm going to direct them to A18.
Okay.
And try to get them to clear that room.
Okay. So you're trying to make like a performance or diplomacy or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Give it a go.
That's, let's see. Do that again. That's a 20.
That's a total of a 20. Okay. Very good. Yeah, a couple of the guards rush in here and just start stomping aggressively. Thankfully, these guys aren't in full plate armor because that wouldn't be particularly useful. It would just be very warm. And you guys physically do feel it from having been in here. Like, it's starting to get into your lungs a little bit. The heat is very heavy. It is immensely uncomfortable. And if you are here too much longer, it is likely to be a problem.
I think most of us are team small.
Yes. You're actually under the fire, the smoke level in the room naturally. Emma's still walking normally, and the smoke's just like passing over. Emma, what would you like to do, ma'am?
I'm debating because I can ray of frost.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if the heat from the fire will melt the frost to turn it into water to then put out the fire.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So I want to find a spot that has some fire.
Okay. We already got that clear. All right. You find a spot and we will make sure you mark down one of your, which I think that may be a cantrip. But if it's not a cantrip, mark down one of your spell slots. Yep. And we will put some fire out. All right. And then Mr. Greg, what would the Bootsy like to do?
Continue my acrobatic dance through the hall.
Acrobatically dance away, sir.
17.
17 it is. That is in fact a 17. And like it was on cue, because it is in fact his turn, Matt has returned to his microphone. That was impressive. All right, it is your turn, sir. More fire has been put out. What would you like to do?
Oh man, what to do?
And you can do acrobatics or athletics. You can do survival.
Survival. I don't have a bonus for survival though.
You have maybe some intimidation to yell at guards to try and get them to come help put the fire out. You can do like
you have some diplomacy a little bit there. You
could try that.
Oh, how about you know what? I think I'm gonna try to get some guards to help by using my performance.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cut a little promo just to try to encourage them to man up and join in the fight.
I love it. Let me hear that promo.
Okay. This is gonna be a Vince McMahon type promo. So wow, I am L'Aquarius the Great. And you, guards, if you want to be the best guards that money can buy, because I'm a billionaire, darn it, then you pick up whatever you can, grab buckets, grab cups, fill them with water, and come help me put out this doggone fire.
It's like I'm watching Monday Night Raw in 1998. You're fired. Okay. Excellent work, sir. Yes, the guard. Make your roll. Make your
D20 plus 5.
Make that intimidation check. We'll see if they come a running.
It's gonna be a performance check.
Okay. There we go. All right. Several of them do heed the call and come a running. They've got like the football Gatorade buckets full of water that they've gotten from somewhere. Some guys just like there are no more buckets, so some guys just holding 4 cups because he just picked up whatever he could. So he just has like 4 red Solo cups of water. But he's proud of himself because he's here to help and make his contribution. And they run and they dump it on one of the fires, and we'll clear out some more smokes and some more fires. So everyone has now gone twice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So as we get to your last couple of fires you need to put out, who wants to go next? I'll leave it open to you guys. If you guys have anything specific you want to try doing, or if we're just slowly pushing it back.
So
okay.
Roll for running.
Roll for running, sir. Roll for shoes.
9.
It is a 9 total?
Total 9. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who next?
Grizz would like to run into whatever crawl into whatever the next building is or next room that there's smoke billowing out of.
Okay.
What would you say? Like what appears to be on fire?
It looks like a pile of, because like the mattresses are just kind of made of like straw and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it looks like they've set a couple of the mattresses on fire, and it's kind of spread throughout the room.
What bulk would you say the beds are?
Clarify?
Like bulk 1?
Oh, like in terms of like...
Yeah, mechanically bulk.
Let me...
Because I'll tell you what I'm planning on doing, what I'm thinking, is using telekinetic projectile. I can hurl a loose, unattended object that's within range that has a bulk of 1 or less. Basically trying to like smash whatever is on fire into small pieces.
Oh, okay. By like mentally picking it up and like throwing it.
Yeah, or throwing something on it that'll shatter it, or disperse the elements that are fire.
Okay, what is your strength modifier?
Oh, see, that's why I use magic.
Okay.
0.
Okay. What is the ability score you're using for casting?
I use...
Let me ask it that way.
Spells. You don't. I think it's charisma.
Okay, what is your charisma modifier then?
Charisma modifier, I believe, is a 3. So my spell attack roll, 3.
Okay. Yeah. You have enough that you can move a mattress. Yes.
Okay. So I want to take in like the one that is there, like that's all like in flame, just kind of like throw it against the wall so that it like hits the wall and
goes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, just like scattering a log will make it smaller fires.
Right. Okay. So you guys successfully make your way through the rooms, and you've put out the biggest fires. The guards are kind of running around putting out smaller ones. You notice that there are windows you could probably open to kind of help the smoke get out. And the guards will kind of start opening some of the windows if you guys want to open more of the windows and kind of clear things out. But you have successfully completed the smoke-filled hallway. No moss fire around here.
Good job, everyone.
Who was it that went into 18 originally?
That was Grizz.
Was that Grizz? Okay. Ben, you notice things in 18 feel different. Like physically feel different, like clearer. Like there was a little bit of smoke, but not much. There's like a weird like aura there that just makes the room feel calmer.
I want to go check that out.
So it's like a different color stone, and there's like a little... It's kind of like the room you came in where the fountain was, like the ever-flowing cycling fountain. It feels a lot like that room. Like it feels out of place, and it just feels magical and calming.
Currently would be the one I would call, right?
Yes.
Currently or Finn. Yeah.
I will wander on over.
This room definitely has the same feel as the room with the infinite flowing water. There's no water here necessarily, but the room is just very serene for some reason. And there's at the far end of the room, sitting on a raised platform, is a big tower shield, and it's kind of like glowing a little bit. But it looks like it's like Sword in the Stone style, like stuck into the thing it's sitting on.
Can I use detect magic?
It is.
Confirming magic.
Confirming, yes, is magic.
Confirming magic.
Can in fact confirm. It is. There's some kind of like weird enchantment here that just like radiates good vibes and chill.
good vibes and chill.
Yes. It's just like super, and it's easier to breathe in here than it has been in the rest of the area.
I'm gonna go over and poke it with a finger.
It like where you poke it like floops a little bit, but nothing happens.
Okay, so it's not gonna like
it doesn't like zap you or anything.
Send me 20 feet backwards.
You're just like whomp. No. There's no force push effect.
Cool.
Yeah, it just kind of pulses and hangs out, and you breathe easier in here.
Well, I can't use the shields. I mean, I can, but I don't really need one.
You don't think you could? You don't think any of you could actually move it?
Oh,
like it seems to be like
decorative almost,
like fixed. Like this is like a static object that like doesn't go anywhere.
I'm gonna shove my shoulder against it.
No,
just because.
You go straight through it. No, it was a hologram all along.
While she's shoving, I'm pulling, trying to dislodge it.
Just like counteracting each other. She pushes from one side, he pushes from the other. It doesn't move at all.
We're just.
Grizzly Snacks is like his feet are off the ground, like pulling on it. It's just like, no, it's not going anywhere. You guys can see more of the map now. At the end of the hall, the next room is the one I just opened up, is A19.
The door open to it? Like, can we see in there? Like this one that we were putting out fires?
It is not. You can't open the door, but it's still got a little smoky in it, but no fire.
I guess while they're playing with the shield, go and do a sweep of the other rooms and see if there's anything like interesting in them. Okay,
so in most of the rooms, these look like the sleeping quarters of just like other folks who were at the party with you guys. For the most part, there's like nothing. If you want more hand crossbows, then you may add an infinite number of hand crossbows to your inventory.
I'm going to wreck this economy so hard.
Destroy this economy.
My infinite crossbow hack.
That's right. This is essentially like Skyrim. It's like, if you want to carry 37 hand crossbows and the bolts to go with it, and that's how you want to use your inventory space, I'm not going to stop you. I may stop you.
It could.
Yeah. Is possible.
I do want to pick up
something where people are suspiciously missing?
Yes.
Or are people like Pokemon fainted?
A little combination of the two.
I do want to pick up like another handful or three of the bolts.
Yeah, that's fine. You may pick up a handful or three of hand crossbow bolts.
Final Fantasy 99 inventory.
Yes, essentially. Goes down, replenishes. For every bolt I use, I pick up 6 at the end of combat. Yeah. It's an infinite system. I broke it. And now we make ladders out of these and then take them apart and sell them as 10-foot poles. I'm told that's how you're supposed to do this.
And then, with all that money you make from selling those 10-foot poles, use it to hire a bunch of peasants to throw the rods.
Right. Peasant railgun. I'm pretty sure they patched that, and I hate to say that I have to use the words patched that, but I don't think that's technically possible in this system. Tabletop RPG should not require the same kind of patch systems for hacks that your average first-person shooter should.
I mean, it's also the biggest like suspension of disbelief in one area.
Yeah.
Like using the rules as written in a different one.
Right.
Of, like you're just turning when to apply the rules and when not.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So tabletop.
I was actually thinking about this the other day of like the checks that you would have to do as the peasant to grab on to the railgun, assuming that it could like reach that speed without like skewering yourself or losing your hands would be insane.
Yep.
It's like a lot of things I see made in Minecraft videos where like technically the system allows for you to do that. It doesn't mean Microsoft wants you to. Just true.
Microsoft barely wants you to play Minecraft as it is.
They're just so over it.
They've treated it better than I thought they would. It's not saying much probably, but all things considered. So Cameron, you walk into a room at the far end full of really nice padded chairs and oil paintings. This appears to be the house's art gallery. And you do find someone in the room and you do recognize him. There was a gentleman near your table when you guys had dinner last night. I can't believe it's been this long and that was still the same night, same day and night. There was a little gnome gentleman named Tartuccio that you talked to briefly that I believe you bonded with because he liked your style. He is passed out on the floor.
Azix will go over to him and in a way that does not involve the use of the medicine skill.
Right. Legally
just,
distinct.
Like, make sure he's okay and is
okay.
breathing.
He sits up and he coughs and sputters. Oh, no. Interesting. You find Tartugio.
It's
Okay.
good to see you again, my friend.
Yes.
Are you feeling okay?
I did. The Black Hand. Black Tears were here and they knocked me out and leave me in the fire. I am okay.
I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you for saving me.
I'll offer him like some water or something.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. Are you clearing this part of the house?
Yes, we're coming through, putting out the fires.
He's very brave.
Do you know where the Black Tears went?
I heard more fighting. It sounded like they were chasing someone, but I'm not sure.
Almost like a boss fight. Okay.
Perhaps. Oh no, not one of those.
Can I see another door? Like, is there?
So there are 2 doors out of this room. One to the north and one to the south.
Can he point us, or can I hear where the sound is? Or
you think the sound is to your north and 21. He says the room to the south is the armory.
Oh,
that's where
we definitely got to go.
That's where the guards keep the extra supplies. But I think the Black Tears went up this way.
So with that, Ezix will like yell down the hall at like towards the team of like, "Hey everyone, I found Tartugio. He's doing okay."
Yes, thank you.
He might have. I find it very scary that everyone is in the hallway, but Ezek, just like for how we're located on the map.
Yeah. Well, I think that's your natural Knoll Dad instincts kicking in of like, where are they?
I may or may not have been slightly on the wall trying to get the shield off.
Literally,
Maybe
yes.
That.
Literally bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
Trying to move something. Mm-hmm.
With my back against the wall and feet against the shield.
It's just like nothing's happening. The wall moves, the shield doesn't. Slightly relocates things. Okay, so doth thou intend to go north or south, sir?
I guess south towards the armory.
South towards the armory, excellent. Thanks for listening to City on a Hill Gaming. If you'd like to know more, find us online at cityonahillgaming.com or by sending us an email at cityonahillgaming@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at CityOnAHillGame or find us online at patreon.com/CityOnAHillGaming. Thanks as always to our Patreon backers, Grizzly Rich, Bryan, Sir Lord Epicname, Andrew, Christina, Joanne, and Tony. Thank you guys for all you do to support the show, and thank you for listening. Have a blessed day. Cameron, check your sound, please, sir.
The Goblin's Coast is under siege by an evil that lurks in the nearby hills. The hero's call is sent for a party of adventurers to cleanse the region of corruption. Delve deep into the dungeon to clear the catacombs of vile minions, evade magical traps, and defeat the evil's source. But time is of the essence. Your heroes must move quickly through the ever-dimming corridors and complete their quest before the darkness consumes all and envelops the world completely.
What
Such
is this?
The prologue for Tiny Epic Dungeons. Which I
Oh,
got for
okay.
Christmas.
Very nice. Ben, muted.
I am traveling and do not have access to my book, so I cannot read from the Silmarillion. Unfortunately, this will have to do.
But he has now checked sound. Emma!
1 berry, 2 berry, pick me a blueberry. Hat berry, shoe berry, in my canoe berry. Under
right.
the bridge and over the dam, looking for berries, berries for jam.
Emma's being an ant right now.
This is making me hungry.
I know, I'm here for it. That's fine. Kim.
How to talk to your cat about gun safety and abstinence, drugs, Satanism, and other dangers that threaten their 9 lives. Look at this cat! Oh my gosh.
I need
It's
that
an
book.
actual book.
It is. No, it's like an actual, like, legit book. It doesn't just say meow for 100 pages.
I would have accepted that. That would have been totally fine.
Yeah.
I need that book.
I'm intrigued and concerned.
I got it
Yeah.
for Christmas.
All right, Greg, sound check.
What if magic was real? What if long ago monsters walked the earth? Ogres, giants, dragons, and vampires, and the smaller, scarier things that haunt the darkness. What if heroes and wizards did battle against them in defense of humankind? What if the magic went away? What if it all just faded into the shadows? What if all the monsters and magic became nothing more than myths or superstitions? remembered by a few and believed by even fewer. What if it all came back? What if monsters once again stalked the night, slipping out of the shadows to slay the unsuspecting and the skeptical? And what if a few people knew and went out to fight against them? This is Iron Falcon 75. In this game, players will take on the roles of modern-day people of the year 1975. No one but a crackpot would believe in magic or giants or dragons or any of that nonsense. Yet your player characters will enter into the world of magic and mayhem, willing or otherwise, and do battle with monsters they once thought were just myths. This book includes background materials, supplementary and optional rules, and 3 adventures to get your campaign started. You will also need a copy of the Iron Falcon rules for classic fantasy role-playing in order to use this book, Iron Falcon 75.
Coming to an actual play near you, potentially in the future, potentially.
Iron
For those of you
like
at
a really
home,
weird name for
and for those of you at home, you can look up the cover art. For those of you here, you can just look at the amazingness that is this cover art.
It's a pretty strong cover art.
I am judging that book by its cover, and it is being found.
Yep.
There
This is
is a
reasonable.
1970s roller derby girl carrying a long sword, a 1970s Afro priest with a baseball bat, and a teen girl standing on top of a VW bug.
Greg, I'm playing a roller derby girl, by the way.
That is completely and utterly
I
fine.
think that's happening. All right. And Matt.
Well, to be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of trouble, and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep no more. But in that sleep, now I forget the rest. And so, forget the rest. It's been a long time since I've done
That's the most Shakespeare we've ever had on the
so
show.
Yeah.
That
I feel
was
like
still
you just
great
got
to
way
do by memory.
classier.
Yeah,
That
that was
was-
still perfect for memory.
that
That was
actually
really good.
that was sick. All right.